Hey, what is up, guys? JP with the Beard and Hemophilus coming at you an impromptu live stream. I've invited TFC Fan 2021 to come and bullshit on this impromptu 30-minute or less live stream. And we will see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, I decided to do this impromptu little live stream. I got off of my part-time job early and was able to get home and relax a little bit and get prepared to go to bed. So just killing the last 30 minutes. I'm going to be alive and awake, streaming live. Don't really have any topic. Just letting everybody know I am the man. Isn't that right, Dana? Isn't that right? TFC, I see you there in the chat. Did you get the invite to the Hangout? Oh. Was really good to get out of work early. I was able to stop by Chick-fil-A and get a delicious chicken sandwich and refreshing beverage. I have not been eating very much this week, I guess due to working. So, all right, TFC, I saw you didn't get the invite. Let me just copy the link. Hey, Coach Eli is in the house. How's it going? There, TFC. I posted the link in the chat. Let's see if you can make that work for you. Anyway, Coach Eli, good to see you in the chat. I don't know if you missed it. I just did a little rip on you a minute ago. Isn't that right, TFC? And yes, Eli, my channel it's been monetized actually ever since I started making videos. Obviously when I started making videos, it was not MGTOW related. I did e-cigarette reviews. All right, TFC. I don't know why it's being a bastard not letting me get you into the chat. So I'll try to send you another invite via Hangouts. All right, TFC, I sent you another invite on the actual Hangout for this live stream. And Eli, that it might have been required to qualify, but I do have one video that I produced for some coils for vape tank that has over 10,000 views. So if that is a requirement for being monetized, then I have met that. But as far as I know, I've been monetized for a while. I don't make money on YouTube because, you know, ad revenue is not what it used to be. And when you don't, get a shitload of views on your videos, you don't get money. So I've made like $14 from YouTube, but AdSense won't cut you a check until you reach $100. So that is why YouTube ain't paying the bills, which is why I work 2 jobs. But then again, I didn't really expect to make money on YouTube. I still don't expect to make money on YouTube, and I won't try to get people to donate to a Patreon or anything like that, or PayPal or anything. I mean, I do this for fun, so the information's there, and if I get a few cents on ad revenue every once in a while, it's all good. And yeah, it is hard work to make money on YouTube, Eli. It is hard work. And yeah, TFC, I sent it to your email address. Anyway, we're running into some dead air here, so I'm just going to talk and fill the void. Anyway, it has been a very long day. It's been a very long week. TFC, I'm getting your call on my phone, but not on the computer, which is kind of fucked up. But you know what? What can you do? What can you do? Try sending you an invite on email again, TFC. See if you're getting it this time. So I've now sent it twice. Yeah, Eli, I have sent him the link. I did it through Hangouts, and I just emailed it to him via Gmail. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk and fill the air up until then. I do want to do a couple live streams where I have more of a topic in mind, like Joe Buddy was talking about on the Purple Pill show chat last night about doing something about women in the kitchen. Not in a chauvinistic way, but just in a general sense of domestic skills. Hey, TFC, you got the link.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yes, I think I figured. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, I think the problem was, well, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But either way, I'm here. Finally got it.
Yeah, good to have you here. I've got,
Thanks,
like 20 minutes left to do this hangout before I really need to go to bed, but no, it's good that Eli has showed up on the chat.
Yeah.
I don't have Joe Buddy's email, or I would send him an invite and try to get him on. Just shoot the shit. I said I want to do a couple more structured hangouts and broadcast them live. But it's just finding a topic that I could actually talk about for a long period of time.
Yeah, for sure. I would imagine that could be a struggle, you know what I mean, coming up with different things to talk about and everything. But I'm glad. How's the jobs going? Everything going good?
It's going great, other than the fact that I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
But thankfully I got to go home early tonight from the part-time job, so it was nice to sit and relax for a few minutes and get all my nighttime shit done, so I'm not rushed to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Oh, I was just gonna say, since we do have Eli in here, Howard Dare is doing a live stream right now, so I hope I don't piss him off by streaming at the same time that he's streaming.
I don't even know who that is. Is that like a MGTOW god or something?
I don't know. He's a pretty big content producer. I mean, his stuff is good. It like a lot of the other big channels. The bigger the channel, the more kind of repetitious their content gets, especially when they do daily content.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. I know Sandman is really getting on my last nerve. I mean, the video he did today, I thought was pretty good. About how women are expensive. There was a lot of good points there. I don't know if you guys have heard that, watched that video or not. But Man, it's just it's getting old fast, at least for me. It's the same thing over and over again. And his voice, not that I'm a great public speaker in any, in any sense of the word, but man, his voice gets old fast.
Yeah. Hey everyone, Sandman here. And today I'm going to share with you something that I've talked about 8,000 times in this voice on my channel about how women aren't reliable and you should stay away from them.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is if you search MGTOW or especially like MGTOW while married, there's MGTOW is like he's like the top like first 10 or 15 videos I'm pretty sure that pops up.
Yes, he is the most subscribed MGTOW content producer.
Yeah, so I guess the algorithm gives him top picks and gives pushes him to the top of that search queue. So it's no wonder why he gets so many hits.
Yeah, I think it's like him and Turd Flinging Monkey are, I think, the two most subscribed, and then like Terrence Pop and Howard Dare and some of those channels. But at least Terrence Pop is entertaining.
Yeah, see, I don't even know any of those people. I might have to look into that because when I'm at work, I have a lot of downtime, at least to listen. That's actually when I do most of my listening to YouTube and watching of YouTube, and I usually just put it on the background. You know what I mean? And I'm constantly on my phone. So yeah, I might have to look into those because when at nights like tonight when nobody really goes live until you did. It's kind of like a slow night on YouTube, at least as far as MGTOW goes.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, certain days of the week, it always seems like it's dead. At least, I'm kind of seeing it the same as you are. Like the beginning of the week and the end of the week and into the weekend are usually where like there's a ton of activity going on. Unless Eli is streaming, then Charles F. Gray is streaming at the same time.
I was just gonna say, I can't wait till Thursday whenever Charles goes live because I know whenever Eli is gonna jump on too.
Yeah. And speaking of Eli, I'll read his comment since it's just the three of us on the stream and he's the only one chatting.
I love it.
See. So he's not into Sandman. He's robotic. Yeah, I agree. And it said, you guys are smart. 90K plus of his subs are oblivious. Yeah, they are. Well, that's some of the opiate of the people, I think, or opiate of the masses. It kind of applies to Sandman. And the same thing with Coach Eli says, MGTOW 101. Yeah, MGTOW 101 is just, it's all clickbait. It's the same as Sandman. You can just pass it over.
Yeah.
Then,
go ahead. I'm
okay.
sorry.
I was gonna say I was gonna read his comment to you, but you responded to him.
I was gonna say, you know what, Eli? Just like you said, my home life is so miserable. I am just such an unhappy human being. You know what? If it wasn't for YouTube, I would probably lose my mind and break down and cry. I don't know what I'd do without a daily dose of you, Eli, and I really wish you would do more videos. I really mean that. I do.
Yeah, I do too. And I know we rag on you a lot, Eli. Like we troll you hard. But you give into it, and that's why we keep doing it. And you know that we're real people, so you actually like cater to it. But the other reason is that a lot of your videos are like really formulaic, and I mean that's your style to do the like scripted kind of coaching style videos, but we get more entertainment out of like conversations like the three of us had last night on the Purple Pill show, actually talking about real life scenarios and situations that guys like us that aren't like complete red pill, like fuck women, the He-Man Woman Haters Club and stuff. And we're just guys trying to, get along and make a living and still, at least associate with women, whether romantically or not. And that's the kind of stuff that we want to hear. That's at least my opinion. What would you say about that, TFC?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm to the point right now where if I didn't have another relationship with another woman after this current one, I'd probably be a pretty fucking happy person. But I'm kind of bitter at the moment, so catch me later on down the road whenever things might change.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. I'm not even just talking like romantic relationships, but I mean some of these like hardline red pill guys don't even like associate with women, like avoid them like the plague, and just like a interpersonal. You can't just like completely cut off. You know, at least in the kind of society we live in, where everybody is so connected with each other, it's hard to just completely off women out of your life totally, not just in a romantic sense, but completely like ghosting all women.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Some guys are to that point where they're just totally red pill, totally anti women, avoiding women at all costs, not helping them, not speaking to them unless they absolutely have to. I mean, that's not what I'm out to do. You know what I mean? At least not me. But Eli's here saying he encodes in high quality 1080p HD and great sound, so it takes a while to process shit, even with my quad core i7 processor.
All right,
Wow.
I'll definitely speak on that. Here's the thing, Eli. I mean, when I record videos like with my actual camera, putting my stupid face out there, I'm I'm using a webcam that is capable of 1080p, but I only encode it. I only record it in 720p, and I really don't see much of a difference because I've done it in 1080p as well and watched it side by side. And I mean, unless you're a complete tech junkie and you have like a 4K television and you can determine the detail between 720p HD and 1080p HD, for YouTube videos, there's really no need to go that all out with that huge file size. And you can still have great sound while you're recording, a little bit less quality video. You can still have really high bitrate sound that's clear and all that. Like I'm recording this on I think my microphone was $30 from Amazon, and it's not like a Blue Yeti or anything, but I think it does pretty well for the cost. So you can, cut down on some of your file sizes and probably get your processing times down.
Yeah, see, I don't even own a computer, so I'm doing everything on mobile. So whatever it's going to be is what it's going to be. So,
Yeah, and well, if you have a newer phone, you're going to get really good quality videos anyway.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the couple I uploaded that I was just kind of pissing around, I think they were in HD. I don't know though. I didn't even go back and watch them, to be honest.
Oh, they were. I watched the one where you were all around all your bullshit Frigidaire appliances, and it was good quality. It was in HD. I watched that one on my phone.
Okay, well that's good to know. Maybe Eli will jump over to my channel and hit subscribe and bang the bell. That way he gets all my notifications.
Yeah, maybe he will. He did bang the bell on. He banged my bell really hard. Isn't that right, Dana?
You can ring my bell. Ring. Oh God.
Okay, quality.
You know
and
what
sound.
though?
Yeah,
You know
go
what?
ahead.
I really am kind of pissed off about. My wife must have thrown away my fucking Samsung generic headphones and mic that comes with like the newer Android phones. I think you guys
Mm-hmm.
probably know the ones I'm talking about. So I had to
Probably the
run
ones
out and
I'm
buy these.
listening to.
Yeah, I had to run out and buy these shitty Sony ones, and I guess they're okay. They're more comfortable, but I don't think the mic is as good. I sound kind of like deep. I mean, I have a pretty deep voice to begin with, but I sound pretty like muted and muffled to me whenever I listen back. But I don't know.
I mean, it sounds a little muffled, but you still. I mean, everything's clear. It's not like hydrophonic, quadraphonic, ghetto sound, or however Charles says it.
Yeah, yeah, quadraphonic sound.
It's probably the
Uh,
same headset thing, earbuds that I have, the Samsung ones, the little white ones that have the little volume button on them.
Yeah. See, I miss having that little volume button too, which was nice. But I apologize. Coach Eli asked, why the fuck would she do that? Well, that's because I live with a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
And that has absolutely no respect for me. So I just try to mind my own business when I'm home.
Yeah, I heard that. I would too, especially if you can't get rid of her, not without her taking you to the fucking cleaners.
Well, yeah, and I don't even want to risk it. I'm just trying to hang in there as long as I can. I'm trying to do this methodically, rather than because what I really want is just to be a single man. Obviously, I want my children and stuff, but I'm trying to put their needs and wants and futures before my own selfishness. But I'm just too stubborn and too selfish to be a married man. And my wife found that out, and I found that out by the time we both figured it out was way too late. And then shit went downhill, and then she turned into the succubus, and then here we are.
Yeah. Well, the way she's acting, it seems like she's in the same boat. I mean, who's gonna be married and have children and go out and be fucking drunk and whoring herself around while the kids are at home with their dad? I mean, so I would say that I don't know. Was she always like that? Was she always a drunk?
Well, she was before she met me. She was 9 years sober. Yeah, she was actually sober 9 years, and then she claimed she started drinking again because of me, which is total ridiculous. But
that's bullshit. She wanted to fucking fall off the wagon.
Exactly, and she felt out of place, and we would, at the time before we had kids, we were loafing and going to country concerts and going here and going there, and like she could never drink, so I know she felt left out. So it was awkward for me too. So, it started as, hey, I just want to have a beer to relax, or hey, I just want to have a beer with you guys. And then it turned into from a beer to relax to a bottle.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. I mean, I know from experience, not alcohol was not my problem, but I was real bad into painkillers a long time ago. And I've been clean for going on 5 years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, the whole program, which is a completely different rant for a different day, or whatever, teaches you, to avoid alcohol and all that. But alcohol was never my problem. I can drink. I'll get wasted. As you all know, as you all have heard.
I love it.
But it's fun. But I don't have to drink.
Yeah.
But when I was on dope, I had to do dope, and I had to do a bunch of it. Bunch of it. And thanks, Eli. I'm proud of myself too, and I appreciate your pride because it took a lot. I mean, really, it was because of my son. To be honest, like I didn't want him to grow up and see his dad high, because that was even worse than me drunk.
Wow.
At least when I'm drunk, I'm funny. I mean, when I was high, it was like, stay the fuck away from the time bomb.
So that's what I feel like I'm living with, a time bomb. I'm walking on eggshells 24/7, and I'm learning to not care. I'm learning to not let it bother me or affect me. So I'm basically I'm like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I just have to let everything just go right through me, because if not, she'd break me down and tear me apart. So I just have to I have to focus on what I can control, and I have to focus on my kids. You know what I mean? And that's all I do. So, I mean, most times I sit home and I wait for that freaking clock to change till it's time to go to work, and I'm like happy as hell.
Yeah, sad, I know that feeling.
It's the truth.
And it was the same way with my last relationship. Like, she wasn't a drunk, but what I talked about last night, it was miserable, and work was the only time other than being asleep that, you get any kind of sense of relief.
Yeah. Man, I want to be just like my neighbor. I have a next door neighbor. He's in his mid-60s. He was married for a long time but never had kids. him and his wife were just living together, married, basically like my wife and I. And they decided, since they didn't have kids and everything was 100% down the middle, they just went to in Pennsylvania, you could do a no fault, no contest divorce.
Yeah.
And for $200, you can go down, sign the paperwork, and split everything 50-50. And man, I tell you what, he is like the happiest motherfucker I ever met. He does what he wants when he wants, has that freedom, doesn't get nagged. I mean, you know, and one time I asked him, me and him bullshit all the time. And he'll be like, I'll say, don't you ever get lonely? He goes, hell no. He goes, I mean, it's just like, it just seems, I mean, not everybody could live that way, but I know I could. I work alone. I'm happy being by myself and having a small network of friends, you know, YouTube maybe someday, but, you know, I don't need to have a connection with a woman to make me happy.
Yeah, I hear that too. I mean, in my own case, I mean, it would be nice to have that kind of connection with another woman, but at the present time, that's not really, you know, in the cards, just because of how I'm trying to live my life at the moment. But you know, the YouTube thing now is just kind of, you know, this is where I, in a weird way, have my friendships, you know, connecting with Eli and Charles and you and Joe Buddy and everybody that's always in Eli's chats, like Jefe Salcero, Dynamite Rabbit, all those guys. You know, in real life, I don't really ever keep that many close friends, just because you can't trust anybody.
Right.
And they're usually everybody in the real world is all about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, in this community that we have, this, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a MGTOW community, what we're talking about right now, but, you know, like the whole purple pill kind of awaken while married kind of thing we've all got going on. And it's nice. And there's a whole bunch of different personalities, and we may conflict on some things, but we generally get along, even when we rag on everybody, or Eli, whoever's around. And yes, Eli, nothing is better than barebacking, aka Harlem style. Yeah, if you're into slamming bitches, nothing is better than bareback. But you know, not getting laid is all right too. I mean, your hand can do. You know, Pollyanna and her four sisters.
Yeah. Yep. Well, hey, I don't know. Like I said, man, fuck. If I could take it all back besides my children, if I could still have my children somehow and not get fucking married, Jesus Christ, would I do it in a heartbeat? I'd do it right this second.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. Like if I could take away my ex-wife, even though that's been a while and, you know, we're not malicious to each other anymore, it would be nice to have never had that negative experience. I'd probably have a lot more money, and I probably wouldn't have had my recent breakup, and I would probably be single and loving it.
Yeah.
And yes, Eli, we know you've used your hand a time or two.
Garen fucking peed.
If anybody says they haven't used their hand, they're a fucking liar. Isn't that right, Dana?
Just remember, Jesus is watching. So my fucking buddy, Blue Ball Brandon. Oh man, he is just so. I'm still fucking trying to get him to come on. He's just like, and without getting too personal, because he's like really, really worried I'm going to slip up and say something. He's just like in this professional setting, and he pretends like he doesn't have time for it. He pretends like he doesn't want anything to do with it. His wife is this perfect woman, and she seems like a nice girl from the outside, which I'm happy for him for. But man, he is just so fucking blue-pilled, king of the simps. It is unreal. Like even when I tell him about, you know, stories about my goofy wife, half the time it's like he sides with her. Yeah. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm like, aren't you listening to what I'm telling you? How bad this is? And he's just like, oh, there's got to be a reason for it. I just don't know why a woman would act that way.
It's happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
TFC. It's Blue
yeah,
Ball
seriously.
Brandon.
Yeah, that's seriously, that's what he does, and it pisses me off. It's like he is so in the Matrix. He's eating that steak, you know, like that scene in the movie. He's eating that steak knowing it's not even fucking real. I don't
Eli,
know.
Eli B, Blue Ball Brandon. No, this is Blue Ball Brandon. Coach Eli, no, I don't bear back. I am very respectful of the lady, and I only slip it in under a condom, and I put a rubber glove over it too, so she doesn't feel any emotional, feelings for me.
You know what? Hold on one second. I'm gonna try to message him right now, see if he wants to jump in. Hold on. I know you said you're not going to be on long, but you know what, though? To be quite honest with you, in his defense, he is a fucking sex pest, man. I've never met a man as sex pest. I don't know how to say it, the word, dude. He is like constantly a fucking horn dog, and him and his wife are kinky as fuck. I mean, we talk about shit. He has a goddamn treasure chest full of toys and shit, man. He's
Jesus.
like 50 Shades of Blue Ball Brandon.
And how old is he?
He's a couple years younger than me. He's in his mid-20s. I'm 28.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't kind of experienced that. Once you hit like the end of your 20s to your early 30s, at least in my experience, it seems like you're still kind of in that pussy searching horn dog mode, but it calms down a lot.
Yeah. Well, I've just been bitten so many times by it. I'm afraid to touch the stove again.
Well, anymore, you can't dip your wick in anything without a fucking lawsuit. You're gonna have a lawyer, notary public to sign your pre-coital agreements.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. Hold on one second. Yeah, see, he's active 33 minutes ago, so he might have went to bed. But oh man, I'd love to have him on here one day. He's a good kid. He is a good kid. He's just focused on his career. I mean, no homo. He's a good-looking guy. In good shape and everything else. So I mean, him and his wife just like fuck like rabbits, and I mean, good for him. But
yeah,
man,
if it works for him, that's great. I mean, it's just funny, the Blue Ball Brandon thing. That was just one of those rare golden moments that just is going to stick as long as we keep perpetuating it. I will anyway.
See, I'm just worried I'm running out of material. I'm not very funny, so if I don't bring a little bit of comedy, I don't know what else I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah, well, even not being funny, I mean, good conversation is always good, and you're eager to learn more about MGTOW and all that, and the kind of red pill philosophy. So, that's always good talking points.
Yeah. Well, Big John would probably tell me I'm good, right, Dana?
You're the man. You have the penis.
See, I never got to see any of his videos, and I'm not jumping back and forth to just for Big John. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. It seems like me and him would probably get along good. We're both gun guys. We're both preppers. We both like whiskey and all that shit, or scotch, I guess he calls it. To me, it's all the same shit, but I don't know.
He drinks some good high dollar scotch. I mean, there are differences, but if you just like a good old whiskey and bourbon, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
I watched some of his videos. I'm not a fanboy like Eli is, but he had good content, and he had a lot of good experience related stories to tell, and he always had some he showed his face, which I respect anybody that is part of the movement, so to speak, and shows their face. I think that's a lot of people are scared and they hide behind their little avatars and talk
like
a big
me.
talk. Well, you could at least see your reflection in your busted ass refrigerator in your video.
Did I look like a big ugly fucker?
I no, you kind of look like a Sasquatch The footage was at least of you, and that fridge was at least as grainy as some Sasquatch videos. While the rest of it was clear, you were just obscured.
Maybe one of these days I'll have to. I don't know. See, that's what I mean. If I had freedom in my own home, if I was the king of my castle and it was my kingdom, like Charles, I mean, any man should be able to come home and do whatever the hell he wants to do. But unfortunately, in my house, I have to constantly worry about the succubus. So it's like I'll probably never be able to broadcast like I would like to. But unless I walk around holding my fucking phone out in front of my damn face. But I'm an ugly bastard. I'm homely. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. So
I'm not much to look at either, but I don't know. I've always just said fuck it. I mean, if anybody is gonna accuse me about hiding behind an avatar, I'm just gonna beat him to the punch and be like, "Look at my fat ugly mug. You'd wish I was behind a fucking avatar."
Yeah, I have a good face for radio, YouTube radio. So I don't know. Maybe one of these days I will, if I get more comfortable with it. I'm just new to the whole YouTube thing, so I don't know. But I noticed my daughter one time, she accidentally uploaded a bunch of like personal, like really personal videos to YouTube once, and I had to instruct her, you do not do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like really, really bad. It was like my my kids goofing around with my phone, and man, I'm glad I caught it. That's all I know, because I had no idea she did that.
Yeah, and the sad thing about that is it's still probably floating around in the ether somewhere, but you'd probably have to piss somebody off really hard to get them to try to dig it up.
Yeah, probably. Trying to see if...
and
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Eli, we are not jealous of Blue Ball Brandon.
No, I want the total opposite of Blue Ball Brandon. That's what I'm trying to say, is like, I don't care if a unicorn or a Newalt or whatever exists. I just don't want anything to do with it. I want to be my next door neighbor. I really do. There's no part of a woman I want anymore other than maybe cooking. And I guarantee you, hiring a housekeeper or a maid or whatever you want to call her would be cheaper than going through what I'm fucking going to go through.
Oh, hey, man, at least with a maid or a housekeeper, you only have to pay her once.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be sneaking around and buying liquor with your money and fucking getting hammered and plowed from all directions.
That's what I mean. And that's what, going back to Sandman's video today, that actually did kind of really strike me. I started thinking about it. I said, you know what? Not only am I paying monetarily, I'm paying, in a lot of different ways for what the fuck's going on in my life. And I try not to let it bother me, but sometimes it's a shitty situation. But yeah, man, if I was a single person, I'd pay somebody to come in, cook my food, and get the fuck out. I mean, that's literally what I want. That's all my wife does anymore, is just cook, and the rest is up to me, man. Cooks and keeps the kids alive.
Yeah, does she at least cook good food?
She is an amazing cook, man. That's like I said, that would be the one thing I miss. She keeps me fat and happy in that department.
Well, at least you have that.
She does do that. Yes.
But Coach Eli says, don't let a woman run your life, but if you don't have any respect for her, then why would you be with her? I like to be with someone that is enthusiastic about me in the same ways I am towards her. Well, sometimes, Eli, like in TFC's situation, I mean, you're kind of fucked. You could get rid of her, but there's so many repercussions to cutting that kind of tumor out of your life, especially since she has the vagina. I'm gonna favor her, and even if she's the worst alcoholic, abusive bitch in the world, she could still run away with the kids and half his shit, and he'd be out of the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And I mean, and again, not only for my own selfish reasons, but I just see my kids' futures getting crushed if that happens. I mean, she's not gonna do the right thing in regards to them. So That's all, man. I'm only hanging in there for monetary reasons, basically, and again, because of my kids' monetary reasons, not for me.
Yeah, because if she ends up with half your shit and half your money, she'll buy a case of cheap vodka instead of feeding your kids their dinner.
Yeah, yeah. If, like I said, if it wasn't for me being there to push her to begin with, she probably wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, it's just a shitty situation to be in. I empathize with you, but like I say, you keep up your end of the deal and keep a record and keep video proof and audio proof, and fucking she'll hang herself eventually if she keeps up this kind of erratic behavior.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping. I really am hope. Well, for the kid's sake, I'm hoping she gets better. But for what am I trying to say? Best case scenario, she gets better. She gets back to the way. It'll never be the same relationship wise, but for a family unit.
Yeah, well, it would be better for the kids if she would get better.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want the kids to grow up without their mother or with her out of the picture. I want fucking normalcy. That's what I mean. Like, people want this or that or whatever. I just want a normal family life, family structure. That's all I want. And apparently that's too much to ask.
Apparently so. I mean, she needs to dry herself up. Then maybe there would at least be a chance of excuse me, salvaging your relationship as a family, even though the romantic side of it's probably just decimated at this point. But you could at least keep things civil until the kids are old enough that you can split and say, it's for the best. You're all grown up.
Yeah. No, I mean and most men might not agree with this, but I mean, I've even offered to her, why don't we just have an open relationship and stay legally married and put on a happy face and a family face for the kids. But I'm not a jealous person, so if she wants to run around, which I have a feeling she's doing anyhow, I don't really care. I just don't want a divorce right now. So whatever,
Yeah.
keep that. Stay legally married for the kids. You could do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad to me, but she doesn't really think with her brain. So.
No, obviously. But, I mean, that seems like that would be the best deal ever for her. I mean, she wouldn't have to, fucking do anything.
Yeah, she has shelter. Yeah, she has shelter. She has insurance. I mean, bare basics I would continue to pay for. And in turn, I get my children every day. I get to continue saving for their future and everything else I'm planning for. I don't know.
Yeah, just be like, you know what? Slut it up, whore around, get drunk at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay sober when the kids are awake, and once they go to bed, fucking spread them like it's fucking open season on the roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, so I told her. I said, you wanna go play the human clock? Put one leg at 10, put the other leg at 2. Go to town. just don't do it in my house. And don't around. Do it at Motel 6 if you want to go play human clock.
Yeah, get a train ran on you at the fucking Greyhound station. Then, come home and go to bed and sleep it off and wake up and be mommy, this perfect mommy in the morning.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, to me, that's what I tried to tell her. I said, what happens if we divorce? You don't have a job. You don't have health insurance. You have a major medical episode. Your drinking finally catches up with you. You're bankrupt.
Yeah.
And
it will catch up with her.
Shit. Yeah. She just doesn't think about shit like that. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at this as a purely business transaction at this point. I don't know if Eli's chatting it up. I have that. Can you fill me in if he has been?
No, he just the last comment I read about not letting a woman run your life. But It's 10:33, so I'm probably gonna shut the stream down. I'm exhausted, and I got to get up at 4 a.m. Eastern to go to work.
God damn.
Yeah, I got to jump start myself. I got to have at least 2 cups of coffee and have like an hour before I have to leave the house to kind of just wake up and get in the mood to go to work.
Oh fuck! See, I'm the total opposite, man. I like to wake up as late as I can.
I mean, I would love to do the same thing, but that's just not possible. Like I have to have some sort of preparation before I hit the ground running and start the daily grind.
Wow. Well, yeah, everybody's different, man. Everybody's different for sure.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not a morning rooster, so.
AKA the morning rooster. Fuck me. I'm gonna have to have an extra drink tonight after that. God.
Yeah. It's good, Eli. You need your coffee too. Yeah. Yes, cuck. The morning cuckster.
The morning roos.
The morning roos. And I'm the evening gamecock.
No, hey man, trust me, I drink my coffee too. I drink way too fucking much of it. That's why I'm on blood pressure medicine. But I just like to head out the door with a mug and get moving that way. So everybody's different.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. Even the morning rooster. All right, gentlemen, buddy. It's been real. Thanks TFC for coming on this impromptu stream. Thanks for hosting it. Oh, any time where I have free time, I like to get on and chat with some fellas and have a good conversation. And yes, Eli, the cuck has become your branding.
I actually just really hope that Eli goes live after this, and that way I have something to listen to. But he probably won't.
Well, I mean, it's only what, Eli? It's only 7:30 there in the Bay Area. In the Bay Area. Before I cut the stream off, Eli, how do you feel about having Jello Biafra as your mayor now from the dead Kennedys? That's pretty awesome. I read that online today. Is that a true story, Eli? Is Jello Biafra your mayor now that you're kicked the bucket?
Yeah, how about that? That poor bastard was just walking through the store. I mean, what was he doing out at 1 a.m. is what I'm wondering. Maybe he's with a hooker.
He's probably getting in touch with somebody's young child. You know, everybody's a pedophile nowadays.
Jesus.
I'm gonna wait for Eli's answer, and then I'll shut the stream down. You're installing a major Windows update.
Oh, Jesus.
During a live stream, how unprofessional! How unprofessional! Yeah. I kid. Anyway, since Eli's installing a major Windows update, I'll just go ahead and cut the stream off here. Maybe Eli can enlighten me. You do live 30 minutes south of San Francisco in the Bay Area. Isn't that right, Dana? In there.
Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills. And cheers.
This has been Turd Flinging Money. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Take care, TFC. Take care, Eli. Until next time.
Okay, good.
Bearded Nemophilist is out.